Iris is the only character now who does not know Barry is the Flash. How does that feel?
It feels just how you would think it would feel. It's very isolating, and I feel that even on set when we're shooting those scenes, it feels very isolating to be the only character on the show who has no idea that Barry Allen is the Flash. But I think it sets Iris up to be very frustrated and devastated when she does find out. I think she earns a moment to be very angry with her father and with Barry for lying to her. And so when that happens, I think it'll make for a great release for her to kind of expel all of that on her father and Barry. And everyone else who's been lying to her. Which is everybody in Central City. Everyone knows. Everyone. The postman.
Is she going to hold it against her own boyfriend?
I mean, that's a good question. I think she'll hold it a little against everyone. I mean, these are, especially the men, she trusts them. She trusts everything that they tell her, and so I think she's going to feel almost like a fool for believing that.
So if she doesn't trust any of them now, who's she going to rely on?
Well, she trusts them now.
I mean, but when she finds out.
Well, I mean...
Well, speaking of things that people are lying to her about, is she going to still try to find out what's up with Mason Bridges' disappearance?
Yes, I think even more so she's going to just put two and two together that something is weird with Wells and Star Labs, and that maybe they have something to do with that. So she's going to continue to investigate that area, that group of people, and she'll find her way into Star Labs. In doing so, yeah.
How wary is she of all the metahumans that have kind of come into her city?
How wary is she?
Well, not wary, but aware.
Aware. I mean, she's aware to some degree. There was Gerder, right? She was, blogging about Firestorm. She had the blog about some of the metahumans. So she's aware. She's very aware that weird things are happening in Central City. I don't think she's aware that it's happening exponentially, that there's tons of metahumans that have been affected by this particle accelerator. I think once she kind of figures out what's going on at Star Labs and that Star Labs had something to do with the particle accelerator exploding, I think she'll be kind of caught up, like Barry and Caitlin and Cisco, that things are really bad in Central City. And it's going to take a team of people to fight these metahumans.
Does she get suspicious about, any of that
Mm-hmm.
going on? What's going on with Joe and Barry,
Yeah, I mean, she's always been a little suspicious, and I think she'll be suspicious of Eddie. You'll see that in episode 18, that he's acting a little weird, and she even says to him, I think there's a quote she says about, are you sure you're not working with the Flash? She's starting to put two and two together that, he's solving crimes a little too quickly, and she's just kind of, wondering if he knows the Flash, if he's working with him, and if he knows who he is. So yeah, she's always kind of, while we see her kind of say, yes, everything's fine, and I'm believing everything you're telling me, I think Iris is always in the back of her mind curious and still questioning if what people are telling her is the truth.
Have you thought about the implications of what might happen if Barry goes back in time and saves his mother, and what that might mean for Iris?
Yeah. I think you're onto something.
She won't feel that the brother-sister connection anymore.
I mean, I think it's a great question. I think it's something that would be very interesting to explore on our show. Is if Barry goes back in time to save his mother, how does that change his relationship with not just me but with Joe and our family unit? I mean, what happened to his mother forced Barry to come live with us and essentially created the relationships that we have now and that we're seeing on screen. So if he goes back to save his mother, is that erased? And is Barry willing to give that up for his mother to save her? So we'll see. And also to get his father out of jail. Would he be willing to get his father out of jail and change, the time continuum forever?
Well, on that same note, can you talk about that scene that you guys filmed where she found out that he is the Flash, and then he had to, had you been waiting for 15 weeks for that?
Oh my God! Well, I was at a screening for some press, and I hadn't seen the episode. I just remembered shooting it, and it was better than I remembered shooting it. Just the whole episode was amazing, and it was one of those moments I turned to Tom and Andrew, who were there, and I'm just like, this is one of the best episodes on TV, and I'm not just saying that because I'm on the show. It was really a great episode. it was awesome to shoot that. I think it was satisfying for me as Iris. I think it was satisfying for the fans who wanted to finally see that moment. I think people just wanted Iris to finally answer Barry. I know he asked the question in episode 9, he kind of confessed his love, and we never really saw Iris deal with it until episode 15. So it was really satisfying, I think, to finally get there. And then to have it reversed.
I mean, do you think Iris is in denial or oblivious or like with the whole Barry situation?
About him being the Flash or
about
the
him
love?
with the feelings?
I don't think she is anymore now that he's told her. But I think it's done nothing but cause problems for her in terms of, she's not ready to deal with having feelings for Barry. She's in a relationship with Eddie, and he's a wonderful man. He's done nothing wrong to her. He doesn't beat her. He actually treats her very well, and he's loving. And so she can't just, dump him and run off with Barry. I think that relationship needs to end well, and that would potentially, open her up to dealing with her feelings for Barry. I think right now, she just cannot. She can't deal with the potential that she has these feelings for Barry.
Which of the scripts, when you open up the script, which of the scripts of this whole season has excited you the most or surprised you the most?
15 was one of those moments where I just threw it across the room. I was like, what? There's another one more recently too. I feel like it was 20 or 21. The last just 3 episodes are all great. They're all kind of exciting. And we kind of end with a really good thing. 23, of course, is great. We deal with a lot of the issues that I think fans have been waiting to be answered in 23.
It's been implied that episode, I think, 20 or 21 revisits that timeline from number 15. Does that mean we might see some more West Allen togetherness?
Timeline 15. It's so hard to remember because we're shooting 23, so to go back to 20,
the timeline in which Barry told Iris.
I will tell you this: we don't revisit that scene.
Okay.
So anything else I've forgotten about. But yeah.